the code of the universe. We must choose. On one side, the laboratory, cold, clinical and certain. On the other, the altar, ancient, mysterious and silent. We've been conditioned to think that as the lights of science get brighter, the room for God gets smaller, that faith is just a God of the gaps, waiting for the next discovery to push him further into the shadows. But what if the laboratory isn't the enemy of the altar? What if it's a doorway? In the Catholic tradition, we don't fear truth because we believe that the same mind that wrote the laws of physics is the mind that spoke the word into the world. St. Thomas Aquinas called it the two books, the book of scripture and the book of nature. And as he taught in the 13th century, truth cannot contradict truth. Think about the world a scientist sees. It isn't a world of chaos, it's a world of laws. From the double helix of your DNA to the precise rotation of the planets, everything follows a signal, a code. St. Irenaeus, writing in the 2nd century, said that the glory of God is man fully alive, but he added that the life of man is the vision of God. When we study the universe, we aren't just looking at dead matter, we are looking at a masterpiece that is still wet from the artist's brush. And that's where the investigation gets interesting, because when you look at the maths starts to look like a signature. Let's talk about precision. Physicists have found that the fundamental forces of our universe are fine-tuned to a degree that defies imagination. Take the strength of gravity compared to the expansion rate of the universe. If that ratio were off by even 1 part in 10 to the 40th power, stars would never have formed, life would be impossible. To understand that kind of precision, look at this 5p coin in my hand. It weighs about 3¼ grams, about the same as a pre-1982 US penny. Now imagine a mass equal to 16,340,000 stars. If you added or removed the weight of this one tiny coin from that massive celestial cluster, the entire universe would collapse into fire or expand into nothingness. Just think about that precision. One 5p coin, 16,340,000 of our suns. Take the 5p coin away and nothing but lone hydrogen atoms exist. Add the 5p coin in and it collapses back, the Big Bang collapses back into a singularity. That isn't a random accident, that's a code. And every code requires a code writer. Science can tell us how the universe works. It can measure the gravity and map the stars, but it cannot tell us why there is something rather than nothing. God is not a thing inside the universe waiting to be found by a telescope. He's the very reason the universe exists at all. As it says in St. Paul's letter to the Romans, ever since the creation of the world, his invisible nature has been clearly perceived in the things that have been made. When you look at the stars, you aren't looking at a cosmic roll of the dice. You are looking at the fingerprints of an architect. And here is where the hope comes in. If the universe is a code, then you're not an accident. You aren't just a collection of atoms that happen to drift together in a cold void. You were intended. The same precision that keeps the stars in place is the same precision that brought you into being. You are a creature with a compass, living in the world designed to lead you back to the source of all truth. The search for the code isn't a search for a maths equation, it's a search for a person. We've seen the architect in the stars, but next week we are going to look at somewhere even closer. We're going to look inside. If there's a code in the universe, is there also a law written on the human heart? We are going to investigate the moral law and the voice that speaks even when we are alone. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Comments are welcome. May God bless you and guide you, and I'll see you next week.